Alright guys, what's going on? GoofyRhexxi here. So I've had a couple days to lick my wounds a little bit with Squirrel Girl. I had some unfavorable outcomes here in terms of my pulls for Squirrel Girl. 16 orbs, and all I got for her was 3 stars. Not very happy about it. Didn't get any red stars on her either, so I'm even more salty. So Mobile Gamer normally asks, where's the salt? Mobile Gamer, here's my salt right now. I'm a little pissed off about it. Let's not dive into that a little bit more. We've already done that already, on Twitch. So listen, what are my thoughts on Squirrel Girl? Overall, I think Squirrel Girl is a good character. She's a decent character. I don't think there's anything really special about her. There's nothing in her kit that really stands out. There's nothing, about her that really makes her like this OP character. Now, in general, we should have known that she wasn't going to be OP, right? Like, she's not like this, she's a 45 shard unlock. We could have never expected for Squirrel Girl to be like this OP character. Emma Frost, I think, is based on her kit and based on what she does, is going to be a better character out of all the 3 that we've had so far. Her, Beast, or that we're going to get, right? Her being the first, Beast, and then, of course, Emma Frost. I think she's going to be the best, out of the entire lot. Now, as you can see, I got her up to level 65, gear tier 9. I'd like to get her to gear tier 10 at least. And then, of course, getting all her abilities maxed out to 6664. Just don't have the T3 abilities available to do that yet. So, what I'll be talking about with Squirrel Girl is essentially kind of just like quickly her kit. This is a minor character review, very minor character review on Squirrel Girl. A lot of people have been talking about putting her on war defense. I personally am very against putting her on war defense. That's just my thoughts. The best team that you want to probably use her with at this point is obviously the Young Avengers team, but that's which if, for those who don't know, that's Spider-Man Miles, Miss Marvel, America Chavez, and then what I've seen a lot of people do so far is using Captain Marvel, mainly because Captain Marvel is essentially the entire damage for that team. Of course, it's with Miss Marvel doing her assists, but if you want some straight on damage, some straight on slobber knocking damage, then you use Captain Marvel. But here's the thing. So she's okay. I've tried her out in a couple battles so far. We can run a quick battle on Blitz just to kind of see her do some things if you want to. But my opinion is that she's not going to be a very good war defense character. The reason why I don't think she's going to be a very good war defense character is because I'm a little concerned about how the AI will actually use her when it comes to, like, as you can see, it looks like she just did, was that her special? I don't even know. But I don't think that the AI is gonna be very effective in how they use her kit. Specifically, I would say with her special. That's just my thought. Because her special has the ability to heal every Young Avenger ally that is under 50%. Now, if the AI uses that special without any Young Avenger ally being below 50%, then you've essentially just wasted that entire special. So in my personal opinion, that's the reason why I'm a little concerned about her being on war defense. But then also as well, you also are slating her with a character in Miles who, in my very opinion, is not a good character that you want to also have the AI control when it comes to war defense. Because Miles has a very unique kit where he does defense downs. Well, that's on his passive. But he does slows and then he does disrupt. I don't think that's going to be a very good AI friendly sort of kind of ability. So that, in my opinion, I wouldn't use Spider-Man Miles either. I wouldn't want to use Spider-Man Miles and Squirrel Girl. The AI is going to screw that up somehow. So to talk specifically about what I mean, this attack right here, Heal all Young Avenger allies that are under 50% health for 10% of this character's max health. Heal all allies for an additional 10% of his character's max health. Clear 2 negative effects from all allies. Now the negative effects, cool, you can use those to clear it. But what happens if there's no negative effects and then there's no Young Avenger allies that are under 50% and the AI just decides, hey, you know what? We're gonna start off because we already have the three energy for it. We're just going to use that attack because that's the one that we have the energy for. Then essentially you have just literally, because you're not going to start off with this being full, you know, you're not going to start off with that being full. So essentially that's going to be the first attack that the AI is going to use, and you're gonna screw your entire team when you don't have this later on after they get negative effects on them. And then when they and also of course when they were below 50%, that's gonna be the first attack that the AI is gonna use. As you saw with the battle, that was the first very attack that the AI used, was this attack. So personally, that's the reason why I wouldn't put her on war defense, because I just don't think that the AI is gonna use her abilities effectively. It's just not gonna work. But let's talk about her kit really quick. I actually think her kit is relatively good for this team. When the Young Avenger ally drops below 50%, apply defense up to that ally and fill this character's speed bar by 10%. Gain drain. I love that she gives drain to this team. America Chavez and Spider-Man Miles aren't very good when it comes to sustain. So her being able to be there as a support character gives this team a little bit more sustain. I personally really love that. I think that that's really good. You know, if when this gets maxed out, it gets a little bit 10% health, and yeah, so it gets a little bit better on the health aspect of the health pool. You get a little bit more health when it comes to that. Not worth a T4 in my opinion. The fill speed bar by 20%, great. Yes, she will go a little bit more frequently, but once again, like, you know, you really only, I don't think that she's as important of a character to have her go multiple times. You know, if you maybe had like another Young Avenger on this team, like actually 5 Young Avengers, then maybe there would be a reason. I'm not saying that as a rumor by any means. I'm just saying that I don't think that is T4 worthy, especially if you're not going to, if there's not another Young Avenger that can help in some other way, whatever. Squirrel Girl Army, or Squirrel Army, you know, this is, so I love the fact that she'll apply bleed and then apply offense down to each enemy. That is beautiful. I think that that's actually really good that she can do that. Applying bleed and applying offense down is big. Once again, the team is very squishy with Miles and America Chavez. So being able to have her apply defense down and then to do bleed, I think helps that team out, you know, quite a bit. So once again, I think that from a kit standpoint, that's really good. We already talked about this one already. I do think the only T4 I would consider with her, if you're going to use this team a lot, would be this one, because you're able to clear all negative effects from all allies. I think that that's actually relatively helpful. Now, the clear 2 negative effects is pretty good. You know, as a cleanser, that's pretty good. You know, as a support character, I love her support kit. Like, she heals, she gives drain, she gives additional health. I think she's really good as a support character for that team. Now, overall, she's not the best character, but I would say for that team that she's really good. She's really good for that team. I just don't think she's an OP character, you know, by any means. But 45 shard unlock, you gotta tailor your expectations. But yeah, clear all the negative effects from all allies. If you were using this team a lot, then I would definitely say this is actually a pretty good T4 to be able to use on her. And of course, you know, her basic attack, you know, does a little bit of damage. Attack the enemy with the most speed bar for 180% damage, plus 50% chance to apply offense down, ignoring taunt as well as ignoring stealth. This I think is really good. You know, if there's an enemy that you want to go after, that you want to attack, you know, that does a lot of speed, then this is good. It sounds to me though that maybe the AI picks this, you know, kind of similar to like maybe Deadpool, but whatever. Like, if I'm saying if somebody is already using taunt and already using stealth, my concern is that, you know, if Luke Cage is taunting and you want to attack someone else that you don't necessarily get the option of who you select, but whatever. I don't know. I haven't used her in combat yet other than auto to know exactly how she works. But that's just my original thought, is that maybe it kind of works like Deadpool's special a little bit, but whatever. Either way, there and there, it's decent. It's relatively decent. But not, once again, not worth a T4. Always apply offense down to the enemy. You already have an attack that can do that with a T4 if you really want to. That does a lot more than this do. That does a lot more than just, of course, do the offense down. But here, let's wrap up. What are my quick initial thoughts on Squirrel Girl? My initial quick thoughts on Squirrel Girl is that she's a good character. She's not an OP character. My also thoughts on her too as well is, do not put her on war defense. I don't think that the AI is going to use her very well. My next thought, I hope that they actually come up with another Young Avenger character to make this team even more formidable. I would think, maybe what if they had a Young Avenger tank? Would be pretty good. That team. Well, I guess Miss Marvel is already a little bit of a protector tank kind of too as well. So maybe maybe you don't need that, but just curiosity. What do you think? What do you think that the next Young Avenger character should be? Who do you think that I would say, they kind of probably already just messed it up a little bit by making Ironheart a power armor character. It would actually be kind of cool if she was a Young Avenger too. Either there or there. I digress. Or maybe even Gwen, like maybe Gwen Stacy as a Spider-Man. Like maybe she could be a Young Avenger character. Who knows? Whatever. But my thoughts, Squirrel Girl is okay. She's good. Don't put her on war defense. The AI's going to screw that up all the time. But she's a good character. I like her. I'm going to use her for sure. I probably won't put any T4s on her initially, but probably will use her special. Probably will put a T4 on her special later on. But yeah, those are my quick initial thoughts on Squirrel Girl. I'm still pretty salty about not being able to get her higher, but of course her event's coming around, so maybe I'll be able to get her to 5 stars then. Who knows? We'll see. But thanks, guys. If you guys do like the video, please hit the subscribe button. Also, as well, let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know, if who you think the next Young Avenger character should be. That's a cool conversation I would like to have with you guys too. All right, but thanks again so much. Appreciate you. Have a good one. Stay blessed. I'm on Twitch once again from Tuesday through Friday, so catch me there too. Take it easy, guys, and be blessed.